Have you ever wondered if you could truly understand what someone is thinking without them saying a single word? Imagine the power of walking into a room and instantly sensing the emotions, thoughts, and even intentions of those around you. What if I told you this isn't magic, but a skill deeply rooted in both ancient wisdom and modern understanding? And today, you'll discover exactly how to unlock it. As humans, we speak not just with words, but through an intricate dance of gestures, expressions, and movements. Our bodies reveal what our mouths sometimes hide. Whether it's the subtle shift of someone's gaze, the way their hands fidget, or the tone of their laughter, these silent signals form a secret language that most of us overlook. But what if you could decode this language? What if you could read minds, not by supernatural means, but by simply paying attention? Today, on Zen Mind Journey, we embark on a fascinating exploration. We'll learn how to master the art of observation, sharpen our intuition, and connect deeply with others in ways you never thought possible. And to guide us on this journey, we turn to the profound teachings of Buddhism, a philosophy that has long celebrated mindfulness and the power of presence. But before we dive into these life-changing insights, I want to ask you a quick favor. If you're excited to learn the secrets of reading people's minds and uncovering unspoken truths, go ahead and hit that like button. It really helps this video reach more people like you. And if you're new here, don't forget to subscribe to Zen Mind Journey so you never miss out on powerful lessons like this. I'd also love to hear from you in the comments. Have you ever noticed someone's emotions just by watching their body language? Share your story below. I read every comment. All right, now that you've done that, let's set the stage for these life-changing lessons with an extraordinary story. It's the tale of a blind brother from Buddhist teachings, a man who, despite his inability to see, had an unparalleled gift for understanding people. Without sight, he relied on something far more powerful, the ability to observe with his mind and heart. His story holds the key to unlocking the skills we're about to explore. So, are you ready to uncover the secrets of reading people's minds? Stay with me, because by the end of this video, you'll have the tools to interpret unspoken thoughts, understand emotions, and build deeper connections than ever before. Let's begin this incredible journey together, right here on Zen Mind Journey. In the realm of Buddhist wisdom, there is a powerful story that illustrates how profound the mind's ability to perceive and understand the world can be, even without traditional senses. This is the story of the blind brother and the king, which carries with it a timeless lesson in the power of observation and mindfulness. In the tale, a king has two brothers. One is blind from birth, while the other is fully able to see. The blind brother, despite his lack of sight, possesses an extraordinary ability to see beyond the physical. One day, the king asked the two brothers to enter a grand hall filled with guests and report back to him about the event. The visually impaired brother, using only his heightened senses of hearing and touch, not only deduces what happened in the room, but can also describe the emotional states and interactions of the guests. He points out details that the sighted brother missed, like the nervous tapping of fingers or the slight shifting of a guest's body language when they were uncomfortable. His mind is in tune with the subtle language of the body, emotions, and energy around him. This story highlights the remarkable abilities of the human mind when it is focused and attentive. The blind brother's skill was not rooted in any supernatural power, but in his ability to observe and process the unspoken signals of those around him. His calm presence and mindfulness allowed him to perceive nuances that most people would overlook. Through the absence of sight, he was able to tap into the energies and movements of the people around him with clarity. His logic and subtle understanding of human behavior were key to his ability to read the room so profoundly. The first and most important insight we can take from this story is the power of observation. Most people go through life focusing primarily on what they see with their eyes. However, in many situations, looking beyond the physical can unlock deeper layers of understanding. This doesn't mean that sight is irrelevant, but rather that we need to train our minds to observe beyond the obvious. Whether it's noticing how someone's posture changes when they're anxious or observing the slight twitch of their lips when they lie, These small cues tell us more about a person than words ever could. In a world where distractions are constant, learning to tune into these details can lead to a richer, more accurate understanding of those around us. Another key lesson from the blind brother is the role of calmness and presence in gaining clarity. When the blind brother walked into the room, his mind wasn't clouded by distractions or expectations. He approached the situation with full awareness and openness. This state of mind allowed him to absorb more information than most would in the same scenario. In our own lives, the practice of being present, fully aware of our surroundings and not consumed by our thoughts, can allow us to tune into subtler signals from others. Think of a powerful leader like former U.S. President Barack Obama, who has often been praised for his calm and collected demeanor. Whether addressing a crowd or having a one-on-one conversation, Obama's ability to remain centered in the moment allows him to read people and situations with remarkable insight. His presence is one of the reasons why he's so effective in communication and leadership. Finally, the blind brother teaches us the importance of using logic and subtle cues to deduce truths. Despite lacking sight, the brother didn't rely on his emotions or intuition alone to understand his surroundings. He used logic and reasoning to interpret body language and environmental context. This application of mindfulness is something we can all practice. When we interact with others, we often rely on our intuition to gauge what's happening beneath the surface. But honing this skill requires us to approach situations with a clear, logical mind and observe more carefully. For instance, world leaders like Angela Merkel, Chancellor of Germany, are often noted for their ability to observe people deeply, processing both verbal and nonverbal cues. Merkel's expertise in reading situations and people has helped her navigate complex international relationships and internal governance. Her keen eye for detail and calm demeanor allow her to make decisions based on a comprehensive understanding of those around her. This story teaches us that understanding others doesn't require supernatural powers. It requires attentiveness. We don't need to be born with a special gift to perceive the hidden emotions and thoughts of others. What we need is a deep commitment to observation and a practice of mindfulness. If we can learn to quiet our minds, stay present in the moment, and pay attention to the small gestures and unspoken words, we can read people and situations more accurately and deeply. So how can you apply these lessons in your daily life? It starts with being present. Try to avoid distractions and focus on the energy of the moment. Whether you're in a business meeting, talking to a friend, or simply walking in a crowd, pay attention to what people are doing with their bodies, how they're standing, what their facial expressions are saying, and how their body language changes in response to different situations. Over time, you'll start to develop a deeper understanding of what others are really saying, even if they never speak a word. It's a skill that can improve your relationships, enhance your work life, and help you connect with others in ways that most people miss. So, as we dive into the practical techniques that will allow you to read people's minds through body language, gestures, and energy, keep this story in mind. It's not about magic. It's about presence, mindfulness, and paying attention to the subtle language of the world around you. One of the most powerful techniques for reading people's minds is through the subtle art of observing their eyes. Often called the windows to the soul, the eyes reveal a wealth of information about what someone is truly thinking and feeling. By paying attention to the direction, movement, and focus of someone's gaze, you can infer their underlying emotions and thoughts, often more accurately than words alone can express. First, consider the direct gaze. When someone looks you in the eye without hesitation, it generally indicates confidence, sincerity, and openness. This is often seen in leaders or public figures, such as former U.S. President Barack Obama. His steady eye contact during speeches and one-on-one conversations projects trust and authority, allowing him to connect deeply with his audience. It signals that he is engaged, comfortable, and confident in the interaction. On the other hand, the avoidance of eye contact can suggest guilt, anxiety, or discomfort. This is a common tell when someone is hiding something or feeling nervous. For example, imagine a business meeting where an employee is being asked difficult questions. If they avoid making eye contact, it could indicate unease or the desire to deflect attention. By recognizing this, you can adjust your communication approach, perhaps offering reassurance or framing the question differently to make the person feel more comfortable. Wandering eyes also offer valuable insights into someone's state of mind. If a person's gaze frequently shifts around the room, it can signal disinterest or a search for a distraction. This is particularly evident in situations where someone is bored or disengaged. Take, for instance, a political leader giving a lengthy speech. If members of the audience are looking around or checking their phones, it's a clear indication that the speech isn't captivating them. Conversely, if the audience's eyes are locked on the speaker, it demonstrates engagement and interest. Subtle cues in the eyes can also provide important emotional and physical insights. One such cue is pupil dilation. Larger pupils can indicate excitement, interest, or arousal, while smaller pupils may suggest discomfort or disinterest. A great example of this is seen in powerful negotiations. In high-stakes meetings, such as those involving corporate mergers or peace treaties, negotiators are trained to watch their counterparts' pupils for signs of heightened emotional reactions. If a person's pupils dilate when a particular topic is raised, it may suggest they are either intrigued or excited about the possibility. Conversely, constricted pupils might suggest resistance or unease. Another subtle but revealing sign to watch for is eye redness. This can indicate fatigue, stress, or even health issues, offering clues about someone's mental and physical well-being. For instance, consider an executive who has been working long hours leading up to an important presentation. If their eyes appear bloodshot, it could signal exhaustion or stress, potentially affecting their performance. Recognizing this can help you tailor your interaction, perhaps offering a moment to pause and refresh, or understanding that their response might be influenced by their state of mind. A practical, real-life example of how these observations can be useful might unfold in a business setting. Picture yourself speaking to a colleague during an important meeting, and you notice their eyes frequently darting toward the clock on the wall. This could indicate that they are distracted, anxious about time, or eager to leave. Recognizing this subtle behavior can help you adjust your approach. Instead of continuing with a long-winded explanation, you might ask, "Is this a good time to discuss this, or should we reschedule for later?" This small adjustment can build rapport and help you navigate the conversation with greater awareness of their true emotional state. By developing the skill to observe and interpret the eyes, you gain a powerful tool for understanding others. This technique is all about paying attention to the subtle signs that most people overlook, and it can be applied in a wide range of personal and professional interactions. Whether you're communicating with colleagues, friends, or even public figures, your ability to read the eyes can provide a window into their unspoken thoughts and feelings. Facial expressions are one of the most immediate and powerful ways we can read a person's emotions, often revealing much more than words alone. While people can conceal their thoughts with their words, their faces can betray what they are truly feeling. A slight frown, a raised eyebrow, or even a genuine smile can communicate a world of unspoken messages. And by learning to interpret these cues, you can gain deeper insights into the people around you. A genuine smile is one of the most telling facial expressions. Unlike a forced smile, which is limited to the mouth, a true smile involves the entire face, especially the eyes. The crow's feet around the eyes are the hallmark of a genuine smile, often referred to as a Duchenne smile. A classic example of this can be seen in the smiles of people like Oprah Winfrey, who exudes warmth and authenticity when she smiles. You can tell that her smile is not just a social nicety. It is a reflection of true happiness and engagement. On the contrary, a forced smile, often used to mask discomfort, does not engage the eyes in the same way and tends to appear stiff and insincere. By noticing these differences, you can tell when someone is truly happy versus when they are putting on a facade. Another key facial cue is the tightening of the lips. When someone's lips are pressed together or tightly pursed, it is often a sign of disapproval, withholding of information, or an attempt to suppress emotions. For instance, during high-level political negotiations, such as those between U.S. presidents and foreign leaders, tight lips can signal discomfort or disagreement without the person outright saying so. Take a famous figure like Vladimir Putin. His often stoic and controlled facial expressions, particularly his tight-lipped demeanor, convey authority, but also a careful restraint, suggesting that he is holding back some level of judgment or thought. Recognizing this subtle sign allows you to gauge that the individual may not be in full agreement or could be suppressing their opinion. Similarly, the furrowed brow is another common facial expression that provides a window into someone's emotional state. When someone furrows their brow, it can indicate confusion, stress, or deep thought. It's a natural reaction to something puzzling or overwhelming. For example, during a global crisis or a tense moment in a high-stakes political speech, you might notice a leader like President Joe Biden furrowing his brow while addressing complex issues or when speaking on topics that require careful consideration. This facial cue reveals that the individual is engaged in critical thinking or grappling with challenging information. In these moments, the furrowed brow signals that they are not merely reacting to the surface level, but are deeply immersed in the matter at hand. In practical situations, the ability to read these facial cues can be incredibly useful. Imagine you are in a business negotiation, and as you present your terms, you notice your counterpart's lips tightening and their brow furrowing. These subtle signals suggest that they may be disagreeing with what you are saying or are uncertain about your proposal. Recognizing these signs allows you to pause and reevaluate your approach. Instead of pressing forward, you might take the opportunity to address their concerns directly, asking them for clarification or offering an alternative perspective. This creates a more responsive, empathetic interaction and can help you navigate delicate negotiations or tense conversations with greater success. By becoming attuned to the subtle expressions people make, you can improve your ability to connect with them on a deeper level. These nonverbal signals provide essential clues about someone's feelings and thoughts, allowing you to respond more thoughtfully and strategically. Whether in personal interactions or professional settings, the power of facial expressions is undeniable, offering an invaluable tool for understanding others beyond their words. Body language is a powerful and often underappreciated form of communication that reveals a person's inner emotions, thoughts, and intentions. Unlike words, body language speaks louder and can often convey what someone is truly feeling, even if they are trying to conceal it. Posture, hand movements, facial expressions, and other physical behaviors all play a critical role in understanding a person's state of mind. By paying attention to these nonverbal cues, you can gain deeper insights into how someone is reacting to a situation or what they might be thinking. One of the most common body language cues is crossed arms. When a person crosses their arms, it can indicate a defensive or closed-off stance. This often suggests discomfort, resistance, or a lack of openness to the conversation or situation at hand. For example, during a public speaking event, if an audience member crosses their arms, it may signal that they are skeptical or disengaged from the speaker's message. However, this isn't always a sign of negativity. It could also indicate that the person is simply feeling cold or physically uncomfortable. Noticing such a gesture allows you to adjust your approach or perhaps address concerns directly, creating a more open and receptive environment. Leaning forward is another key gesture that signals engagement and interest. When someone leans toward you during a conversation, it typically indicates that they are fully invested in what you are saying. This gesture demonstrates attentiveness and can create a sense of connection between the speaker and listener. Think of influential figures like Barack Obama, who often leans slightly forward when addressing his audience. This physical stance makes him appear more approachable, showing that he is actively listening and deeply engaged in the conversation. In personal interactions, if you notice someone leaning forward, it's a clear sign to continue with what you're saying, as they are likely eager to hear more. Touching the face, whether it's rubbing the chin, scratching the nose, or touching the mouth, is often a sign of nervousness or deep thinking. People tend to touch their faces when they are uncertain, trying to process information, or are under stress. A classic example of this is seen in high-stakes political situations. When a leader is asked a tough question during a press conference, they may touch their face to signal that they are weighing the answer carefully. This gesture, although subtle, reveals that the person may be internally navigating a complex situation or feeling some level of discomfort. Recognizing these cues in real time allows you to gauge how comfortable someone is with a topic, and it can be a moment to either provide more information or shift the direction of the conversation to make them feel more at ease. Tapping fingers is another physical behavior that reveals impatience or boredom. If someone is tapping their fingers during a meeting or conversation, it's often a sign that they are restless or frustrated with the current pace. For example, in a corporate boardroom, if a high-powered executive starts tapping their fingers on the table during a long presentation, it may indicate that they're losing interest or feel that the meeting is dragging on too long. Instead of continuing with the same approach, recognizing this cue can prompt you to adjust your presentation style, perhaps by speeding up the pace or engaging the individual directly to refocus their attention. In everyday situations, understanding and interpreting these body language cues can significantly improve communication and relationships. Consider a teacher noticing a student tapping their fingers during a lecture. Instead of reprimanding them for being inattentive, the teacher might pause and ask if the student has a question or needs clarification. This small gesture of noticing the student's discomfort can build rapport and demonstrate empathy, ensuring that the student remains engaged and doesn't feel disconnected from the lesson. It also opens up an opportunity for the teacher to adjust the teaching style to better suit the student's needs, fostering a more positive learning environment. By becoming more aware of body language and gestures, you can improve your ability to read people and connect with them on a deeper level. These nonverbal cues offer valuable insight into what others are truly thinking and feeling, and learning to interpret them effectively allows you to navigate personal and professional interactions with greater understanding and empathy. Whether you're leading a team, negotiating a deal, or simply having a conversation, the power of body language can make a significant difference in how you communicate and relate to others. The importance of presence and calmness cannot be overstated when it comes to understanding others and cultivating effective communication. In today's fast-paced world, we are often overwhelmed by distractions, rushing through tasks, and multitasking to keep up with the demands of daily life. Yet, when we take a step back and create space for presence, being fully aware and in the moment, we can unlock a deeper understanding of the people and situations around us. Presence is not just about being physically present in a conversation. It's about being mentally and emotionally attuned to the moment, with a focus on both what is being said and what is being unsaid. A calm and focused mind allows you to notice subtle cues that others might miss. When you are genuinely present, you are better able to read between the lines, picking up on the smallest shifts in body language, tone, or energy. These cues often reveal more than words ever could. For example, in a business meeting, someone might say one thing, but their body language, crossed arms, a lack of eye contact, or a tense posture might suggest the opposite. A clear and calm mind allows you to notice these inconsistencies and gain a deeper insight into what the person is truly feeling. This ability to read others is not just useful in negotiations, but in everyday relationships, where understanding unspoken emotions can lead to greater empathy and connection. One way to cultivate presence is through ancient Buddhist practices, such as meditation. Meditation enhances mindfulness, the ability to pay attention to the present moment without judgment. Through consistent practice, mindfulness sharpens your ability to observe and respond to subtle cues. It trains the mind to focus on what is in front of you, rather than being distracted by internal chatter or external events. This is why Buddhist monks, who spend years honing their mindfulness skills, are so adept at reading others. Their calm and focused presence allows them to understand a person's state of mind, even in the absence of words. Meditation helps them tune into their own thoughts and feelings, which in turn allows them to tune into those of others. As a result, they are often able to offer guidance, comfort, or solutions that seem to come from a place of deep understanding. To incorporate this into your daily life, a simple yet powerful practice is to take a moment to breathe deeply and center yourself before engaging in any important interaction. This is a mindfulness exercise that can be done in just a few moments, but it can dramatically enhance your awareness and the quality of your communication. By pausing and focusing on your breath, you clear your mind of distractions, allowing yourself to be fully present in the moment. This simple practice sets the tone for clearer, more insightful interactions. It's a small adjustment, but it can make a world of difference in how you perceive others and how they perceive you. For instance, if you're about to enter a challenging conversation, whether it's with a colleague, a friend, or even a client, taking a few deep breaths beforehand helps you center your mind. You approach the conversation with a calm and clear perspective, ready to pick up on the nuances that might otherwise slip by unnoticed. A real-life example that beautifully illustrates the power of mindfulness and presence comes from the story of a Buddhist monk who was able to understand a troubled villager's concerns without a single word being exchanged. The monk observed the villager's restless movements and tense posture, which immediately signaled distress. Instead of waiting for the villager to speak or voice their concerns, the monk offered comfort and guidance, simply by being present and attuned to the unspoken cues. This moment serves as a powerful reminder that so much can be understood through careful observation and a calm, open mind. The monk's ability to pick up on the villager's subtle body language was not a result of any supernatural ability, but rather a product of deep mindfulness and presence in the moment. His calmness allowed him to tune into the villager's energy, offering a kind of emotional support that transcended words. In the world of high-powered individuals and leaders, presence and calmness are often the traits that differentiate successful communicators from those who struggle to make an impact. Figures like Oprah Winfrey and Barack Obama are known for their ability to remain calm, focused, and deeply present in interviews and speeches. Their calmness draws people in, making them feel understood and valued. By being fully present in each conversation, they create an environment of trust where both spoken and unspoken messages are received and addressed. This level of presence is not just about listening. It's about absorbing the entire essence of a person's state of being, from their words to their body language to their energy. It's a skill that anyone can cultivate through mindfulness and intentional focus. Ultimately, the practice of presence and calmness offers us a profound way to connect with others on a deeper level. By cultivating this awareness, we can move beyond surface-level interactions and build more meaningful, empathetic relationships. Whether you're a leader in the corporate world, a teacher in the classroom, or someone simply trying to improve personal relationships, adopting a calm, present mindset will enable you to connect more authentically with those around you. This ancient wisdom, when applied in the modern world, holds the key to fostering stronger, more compassionate connections with others. Applying these techniques in daily life can significantly enhance the way we communicate, understand others, and build stronger connections. By honing the ability to read body language, facial expressions, and subtle cues, we can transform both personal and professional relationships. The skills of mindfulness and observation allow us to adapt to situations with greater awareness, fostering deeper connections and creating a more compassionate environment. In personal relationships, these techniques help us better understand the emotions and needs of those around us. For example, imagine you're spending time with a close friend who hasn't explicitly mentioned feeling down, but you notice their posture is slouched, their eyes seem distant, and they're speaking less enthusiastically than usual. These are subtle cues that something might be off. Instead of waiting for them to ask for help or discuss what's bothering them, you can approach them with empathy and offer support. You might say, "I noticed you seem a little off today. If you want to talk, I'm here for you." This simple act of noticing and responding with kindness can strengthen your bond and provide comfort when your friend needs it most. Many people, even those who are close to us, may not always express their struggles directly, but through careful observation, we can identify when someone is silently seeking support. In professional settings, these techniques can be powerful tools for improving communication and enhancing success. Being able to read the emotional state of clients or colleagues allows you to tailor your approach to suit the situation. Take a business pitch, for example. If you're presenting a new idea to a potential client and you notice subtle signs of hesitation, such as a slight furrowed brow, tight lips, or a lack of eye contact, this could indicate doubt or discomfort with the proposal. Recognizing this can give you the opportunity to address their concerns directly, even before they fully voice them. You might say, "I sense there might be something on your mind about this. Would you like me to clarify anything or answer some questions? By doing so, you show attentiveness and build trust, demonstrating that you care about the client's needs and are committed to finding the best solution for them. This approach not only increases the likelihood of a successful deal, but also establishes you as someone who listens and adapts to others' needs. Furthermore, these techniques are instrumental in cultivating compassion and understanding toward others, especially in situations where someone may be struggling internally. We've all encountered individuals who appear anxious, lost, or overwhelmed, yet they don't necessarily express their feelings verbally. For instance, imagine you're in a crowded shopping center and you see someone looking around frantically, tapping their foot and visibly sweating. This person might be feeling anxious or out of place, perhaps overwhelmed by the crowd or struggling to find something. Instead of ignoring them or assuming they're just having a bad day, you might approach them with a kind offer of help. Simply saying, "Can I assist you with finding something?" can make a world of difference, offering the person a moment of relief and kindness. By recognizing these unspoken cues, you provide a compassionate response that can help alleviate their internal struggles. One well-known example of this approach in practice comes from the late Princess Diana, who was known for her deep emotional intelligence and ability to connect with people from all walks of life. She could read the unspoken emotions of others with incredible precision, offering comfort to those in need without them having to ask. Her ability to sense pain, distress, or vulnerability in others, whether it was a child in a hospital or a person suffering from a personal loss, made her one of the most beloved figures in the world. Princess Diana's compassion came from an acute awareness of others' emotional states, allowing her to offer kindness and support in ways that were both genuine and healing. Her legacy serves as a reminder that the ability to understand and respond to others' needs is one of the most powerful ways to build relationships and foster a sense of connection. Incorporating these techniques into daily life can dramatically improve how we relate to others, whether in personal relationships, professional interactions, or moments of random kindness. By sharpening our observational skills and cultivating presence, we develop a deeper understanding of those around us, creating more meaningful connections and offering support when it's needed most. Whether we're helping a friend, improving our work relationships, or simply showing compassion to a stranger, these small acts of awareness and understanding can make a profound difference in the lives of others and in our own. As we come to the end of our exploration into the art of understanding others, let's quickly recap the 3 powerful techniques we've discussed today. First, we've learned the importance of observing the eyes. The eyes are truly the windows to the soul, and by paying attention to the direction, movement, and focus of someone's gaze, we can start to uncover hidden emotions and thoughts that words might conceal. Next, we delved into reading facial expressions. Those slight frowns, raised eyebrows, or genuine smiles carry so much information about a person's inner state, giving us the ability to gauge how someone truly feels. Finally, we explored understanding gestures and body language. The way someone holds their posture, crosses their arms, or taps their fingers can reveal so much about their emotional landscape, allowing us to adapt our approach and respond with empathy. These techniques, when practiced mindfully, provide us with the tools to connect more deeply with those around us. The power of observation, combined with a calm and focused mind, helps us see beyond the surface and build stronger, more compassionate relationships. Reflecting on all of this, I am reminded of a profound quote by the Buddha: "The mind is everything. What you think you become." This timeless wisdom is a reminder that through our thoughts and actions, we not only shape our own reality, but also influence how we interact with the world and those in it. By observing others with mindfulness, we don't just understand them better, we cultivate wisdom and compassion within ourselves. We learn to respond to people with more kindness, empathy, and insight, enriching our relationships and expanding our understanding of the human experience. If you found the insights in this video valuable and feel inspired to practice these techniques in your own life, I encourage you to like this video, subscribe to Zen Mind Journey, and join me on this ongoing journey of wisdom and personal growth. I'd love to hear about your experiences as you start to incorporate these mindful practices into your daily interactions. Share your thoughts in the comments below, whether it's a moment when you've noticed someone's hidden feelings or a time when you've applied these techniques to connect with others in a meaningful way. Let's continue to learn from one another and grow together. Thank you for being part of this beautiful journey, and I look forward to exploring more wisdom with you in future videos. Stay present, stay mindful, and as always, keep cultivating peace and understanding in every moment.